Hi, my name is Tara Van Giens, and thank you so much for joining us today. We are at one of my absolute favorite restaurants in downtown Salisbury, North Carolina. I'm at Sweet Meadow Cafe with owner Heather Teeter, and you will probably hear Scott running around in the background as well. We're so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having us. Tell us what we're cooking today.
Well, we are going to make a vegetarian Mexican corn chowder.
Awesome. And are you actually serving it in your restaurant today?
This is going to be our seasonal soup for the day. Yes,
Cool.
ma'am.
So anybody who has come in today will be eating this, so hopefully it'll be fabulous.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Yes.
Okay, so we actually had to roast the corn earlier, is that right?
We did.
Okay, tell us what you had to do.
We've taken some sweet yellow corn and we've roasted it to give it a little bit of a sweeter quality. But we've roasted it with a little bit of cumin and salt and pepper.
It's gorgeous. It's really beautiful. Okay, and so what do we do now?
All right, well first we started with a little bit of butter in our soup pot here. We like butter because it's good. We're gonna start with a little bit of chopped garlic.
Oh, great.
Maybe a couple little teaspoonfuls.
Now, you'll notice that this is a gigantic pot. I was told that this is a party portion, maybe for about 16 people. So if you're gonna make this at home, you may need to cut things down.
We think
Oh,
big
gorgeous.
here, so we want to spread that out. Start that process going, and then we're going to do about 1 large diced red onion, all in the pot.
Isn't that gorgeous? Did you say about how much garlic you put in there, or you just eyeballed it?
I about eyeballed it, but about two teaspoonfuls or so.
Okay.
We got about 6 carrots here. We're going to add that to the pot.
It's so colorful already.
We like colors.
Gorgeous.
We've got about 1 stalk of celery, 1 whole stalk of celery. Everything's diced about the same size. Everything's meant to be about the same texture as the corn, so everything's about the same size as the corn.
Cool. Oh, it really is so pretty already.
Then we're going to do about 12 ounces of roasted Anaheim chilies. Now during the growing season I like to roast my own, but canned is okay for soup when you don't have that available to you.
Heather and Scott were really kind in telling me that during regular seasons they usually use locally grown produce. And if you've been here, then you already know that.
We are definitely farm to fork advocates and have some great ties with some local farmers who bring produce straight to our door that they picked that morning, and it is awesome.
That is awesome. And it's part of your charm too, everyone knows that.
So we're gonna let this simmer a little bit.
And so there's really just butter in there that you're cooking with right now.
Right now it's just a little bit of butter and all the juices that are gonna be released from the vegetables.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
We're gonna get a little salt and pepper in here. Help soften these vegetables up a little. And I like to use a little dried thyme. And a couple of good sized pinches.
Oh, this is looking a little too simple there, Heather.
Well, we like it simple.
It looks like I can maybe cook it.
I think you can. I think you can. All right. From here, we're going to add all this wonderful roasted corn. Start all these flavors mingling.
Now, I think you said earlier that it's when you take the corn and you roast it, that's when it becomes sweet.
It helps to bring out its natural sweetness. Corn's already sweet, but when you roast it, it just gets a little bit of a sweeter quality to it. Just to add another element of color, we've got a roasted red pepper here. Again, something that I would love to roast myself during the growing season. Picked fresh from the garden, there's nothing better.
Awesome.
A lot of people like to use flour in their soup to thicken it. But I do as much gluten-free cooking as I can, and so a good alternative is to put potatoes.
And the starch helps thicken it up, right?
Exactly right.
Oh, cool.
So that was about 2 potatoes diced, again about the same size as that kernel corn. Now we're going to add the element that's going to give our soup a little bit of heat. So this you can adjust to taste. These are chipotle chilies, which are dehydrated roasted jalapeno peppers in adobo sauce. So this has a smoky and spicy flavor to it. But what we're gonna do is we're just gonna mince that up nice and small. What I've grabbed is 2 large chipotle peppers. And again, we're just gonna add this straight to the soup.
Wow. All right, so what are you adding now?
We're adding a vegetable stock because again, we like to keep this soup vegetarian.
Oh, okay.
And this is a gluten-free, all-natural vegetable stock. And no sodium added. I like to control my seasonings. So I like to be the one to put salt in my food. And we're gonna get it just so that all of our veggies are swimming. Everybody in the pool. All right. Then we're gonna add some heavy cream.
Oh, wow.
This is a creamy soup. Again, I don't like to add flours to make my soups thick. So I let the cream and the potatoes do that thickening for me. And I added an entire quart of cream in there.
And how long do you let this simmer now?
I'm gonna bring this to a boil.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm gonna reduce the heat and let it simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes. By that time, the vegetables should be softened, all the flavors mingled, and then we're gonna test it for salt. We're gonna make sure our flavors are in the right spot, and then we're done. So we've got about half and half canola oil and butter, and we're gonna melt this, and we're gonna make croutons.
Cool. So these are the croutons that Scott cut up earlier. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
So we're gonna flavor it with a little bit of that dried thyme that we put in our soup. It's gonna make our croutons look so pretty. We're gonna use a little bit of that cumin that's flavored our soup. Just a touch. All right, and a little salt and pepper. Now I'm going a little bit heavy on this salt and pepper, and that's because this is the salty element that we're gonna introduce to the top of that soup.
Gotcha.
A little whisk happening here. All right, Miss Tara. If you would pour, I will stir. How's that? Just drizzle all the way around. We want to cover everybody. We want to get everybody wet. We want all those yummy flavors in there. All right. It's almost to the point of soggy. We're going to get all that yummy flavor in there. We're going to toss it all up. Then I want you to give me some big pinches of that nice fresh parsley right there. Keep on going. This is what I call the magic green fairy dust. It makes everything look so much prettier.
Is that good?
I think that's just perfect, right? We like one nice layer of these croutons. Spread everybody out.
And how long are you going to cook this in the oven?
We're going to put these in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes until they get a little crispy.
Great.
And if they go over time, that's okay because we've got them moist enough that they will. They won't burn. Right? It's almost idiot-proof. I love idiot-proof food.
I could do that. Again, Sweet Meadow Cafe in historic downtown Salisbury. I think is it 118? 118 West Innis Street. Come on down and have corn chowder, Mexican corn chowder, and I hope you don't mind, but I'm just going to.
You go right ahead.
Thanks so much. We'll see you soon.